You're paying for access to a woman. You think she is writing to you personally, responding to your messages, and selling you an intimate connection. She's not. She is a Filipino worker earning $2 an hour, managing 16 conversations at once, hitting sales targets for images and videos she did not create, sexting strangers on behalf of a creator she has never met. BBC News interviewed one of these workers, and this is how she described it. It's kind of icky when you think about it. Icky. $2 an hour, and she needed the money badly enough to do it anyway. That is one side, and there is another. Both tell you something the conversation about this topic has been missing. Hi guys, it's Dee and welcome back to the channel. Subscribe to support the channel, and Patreon and channel membership are in the description. Today, the Filipino OnlyFans economy, the exploitation built into it, the economic logic that made the Philippines specifically, and what a foreign man actually needs to understand about the women he is meeting online. And for the love of God, no, I don't do OF. Please stop asking. And before you ask, yes, it's only me answering my comments. Don't worry, okay? Now let's start. The thing is, the Philippines has an estimated 20,000 to 40,000 OnlyFans creators, placing it in the top 15 globally. For a country of 115 million people, that is a disproportionate presence, and it did not happen by accident. Filipino creators have been visible on Chatterbait, Jasmine, and My Free Cams for well over a decade. OnlyFans is the most recent layer of something that has been building here for a long time. Two distinct populations exist in the story, and most coverage treats them as one. There are Filipino women creating content on these platforms, and there are Filipino workers employed by agencies to manage other people's accounts. And this has different situations, different stakes, and an entire different conversation. Now, in 2026, BBC News ran this headline: Icky and heartbreaking, the $2 per hour worker behind the OnlyFans boom. It was about chatters, workers hired to manage fan interactions on creator accounts. A high-earning creator outsources the conversation side to an agency. The agency hires Filipinos, and those workers respond to messages, run the sexting conversations, push content sales, and maintain the subscriber relationship that keeps the money coming. The subscriber thinks he is talking to the creator. He is talking to someone with 16 conversations open and a quota to hit before her shift ends. The BBC spoke to one woman earning under $2 an hour, 8-hour shifts, 5 days a week, generating hundreds of dollars in sales for the creator each shift. She said the job was icky, and she said she also needed it. OnlyFans made $7.2 billion in 2024. The creator takes a cut, and the agency takes a cut. The worker who kept the subscriber engaged gets $2 an hour. And this is labor extraction with a digital face, where there is value generated at the bottom and captured at the top. The Philippines is obviously at the bottom. It has the same pattern, but an entirely different platform. Now, you might ask, why the Philippines specifically? The Philippines has near native English fluency that almost no other developing country matches. Most Filipinos are online through phones, which makes content creation accessible without expensive hardware. The population is young, formal employment options are limited, and the value of a foreign dollar is well understood. 2 decades of BPO culture did something else as well. It normalized earning foreign currency by providing a digital service to someone you will never meet. When the call center industry started contracting, those skills moved. Some into IT, some into virtual assistant work, some into content management for OnlyFans creators. The infrastructure built for compliance and service is still running. It just has a new client. Average Filipino creator earnings run between $130 and $180 a month. Low by any Western measure, right? But by Philippine provincial standards, that covers utilities, a sibling's school fees, one less reason to send someone abroad, and it's not enough to be considered rich or wealthy, but it's enough to matter. Now, the economic logic is only part of it. The Philippines is Catholic majority with conservative public morality around sexuality. The surface presentation is warm and open, but what happens behind closed doors is a different conversation, and the gap between the two is survival in a culture where shame carries structural consequences. A Filipino woman doing this is almost certainly not telling her family. She might just say she's a VA or it's just a regular online job. The Catholic guilt and the social stigma is true. If her barangay found out, if her parents found out, the consequences can end relationships permanently and damage the family's standing in the community. Or some might not really care as long as she brings food to the table. She is maintaining two identities. Online, one person; at home, another. The psychological cost of that is real as well and does not show up in any economic breakdown. The exploitation runs deeper than low pay. Chatter agencies take a cut. Content management companies take a cut, and women at the bottom of that chain, whether chatters or creators, are often working without contracts, without defined rights, without any protection a formal employer would be required to provide. A UK union representing chatters told BBC News it was concerned about unregulated conditions and exposure to harmful content with no accountability framework. The platform makes 7.2 billion a year and declines to comment. The agencies pay $2 an hour and the government has no framework for any of it. If you are a foreign man meeting Filipinas online, some percentage of the women you encounter are active in this economy. Some are creators, some have been chatters. Some have spent years in spaces where intimate online interaction with strangers was their job. In my opinion, that does not make them bad people. It means the relational context they bring is different from what most men assume. They are bad people if they are scammers, of course. A woman who has learned that male attention online has a monetary value does not automatically reset that frame when she is talking to someone she is actually interested in. It takes time for a connection to feel categorically different from work. Most men do not think to give it that time. The other direction exists too. Some men seek out this population specifically, expecting the economic gap to give them leverage. They want the transactional dynamic and treat the woman's background as permission for it. The women in this economy are not a monolith, they're not all the same. Some are there for the income and hold entirely separate personal values. Some have internalized the transactional lens more deeply, and some want out and are looking for something real. Her background does not tell you which she is. The relationship does. Give it the time to show you. If a connection has never made it to a real-time video call, keep in mind, the person typing may not be the person in the profile. The chatter economy is built around exactly that gap. In my opinion, the women doing this are not broken, necessarily. They are not cautionary tales. They are not the reason to distrust every Filipina you meet online. They are women who looked at what was in front of them and picked the option that kept the lights on. Nobody wakes up at 14 dreaming about sexting strangers for $2 an hour. Nobody maps that out as a career. But when your choices are a call center job that may not exist in 2 years, an overseas placement that means leaving your kids or your parents, or an online platform where your English and your phone and your tolerance for uncomfortable work can generate income without your barangay knowing, the math does itself. There is no empowering version of that decision. There is just the version where you eat and the version where you don't. That is a part people skip when they judge. They see the platform, they see the content, but they don't see the woman checking her phone at 2 a.m. in a boarding house in Pasig, running 12 chats simultaneously so she can send tuition money home by Friday. She's not making a statement. She is making a payment. What makes me angry and upset is not the women, it is the infrastructure. The agencies paying $2 an hour while a single creator pulls thousands of the work those women generate. The platform posting 7.2 billion in revenue and declining to comment on labor conditions. The government that has watched this economy grow for years without building a single protection for the workers inside it. The same English fluency, the same digital skills, the same work ethic that built the call center industry built this one. The resource being extracted changed form, and the extraction did not. These women, I believe, did not choose this industry because it called to them. They chose it because nothing else answered. Judge the system and not the women who survived it. Again, the BBC reporter asked the Filipino worker how she felt about the job. Icky and heartbreaking. $2 an hour, 16 conversations running at once, earning a creator hundreds of dollars in a single shift, then closing the laptop and going back to a family that does not know what she does. Tens of thousands of women in this country are living some version of that story. Most of them are invisible to every conversation happening about this platform, in boardrooms, in media, in comment sections. The women you meet online here are not abstractions, okay? Some of them are carrying this quietly, behind a profile that shows nothing of it. You do not have to fix that, but you should know it is there. Maybe in a future video, I'll discuss the other side of this coin, the Filipinas that choose to be on camera. Let me know if you would want that. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video, and leave a comment. This has been Dee, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!